In today's video, we are going to make some quick and easy chicken teriyaki. What I usually use is Tony's chicken, crushed red peppers, lemon pepper seasoning, and black pepper. I usually like to season my chicken breast inside of a bowl. I season it all at the top and then I use my hands to mix it up. I know that some people, they don't like to touch raw meat, so definitely use gloves, or you can do it the traditional way of using a cutting board and just seasoning each side. After seasoning the chicken, I put it on a baking sheet, but I line it with aluminum foil for easy cleanup. And I do cook it at 425 for about 25 minutes uncovered. While the chicken breasts are in the oven, I get my peppers. I usually like to use the red pepper, yellow, and orange. I personally don't really care for green peppers, but if you are someone who likes green peppers or have a preference, you can definitely add it to this recipe. This knife that I was using was not the sharpest, so please ignore my cutting skills here. I was working with what I had, but I do like to dice it, and I put it in a bowl to eventually get to later when I start sauteing the vegetables. Once the chicken breasts are done, this is a very important step. This is, yes, a lot of aluminum foil that you are using, but please do not skip this step because your chicken breast might be dry. So once it's finished for the 25 to 30 minutes, I usually individually wrap the chicken breast in aluminum foil and let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. Individually wrapping the chicken breast in aluminum foil helps it from being dry, and it creates its own juices and kind of cooks the inside a little bit more. So that's why I also say do not overcook it, because this step helps cook it more and creates a juicy chicken breast. While the chicken breasts are sitting and getting juicier, I pull out my wok, or you can use a regular pan to saute the vegetables. And I use about a tablespoon of salted butter. You could also use unsalted butter if you have a preference or want to kind of tone down on the salt. I usually use fresh broccoli florets. I kind of steer away from the frozen broccoli just because of the taste and the way that it cooks. I add additional seasoning to this mixture. I usually always go for Tony's. You'll see that in almost every freaking video, honestly. And black pepper. Those are my two favorite go-to seasonings. After adding that, I usually add some olive oil to help with the sauteing, and then I add my peppers. During this process, I do mix it around quite a bit. You don't want it to cook too much on one side, and you want to make sure that it gets seasoned pretty well. I turn my wok down a little bit while I'm cutting up the chicken. I usually dice it up and I put it back inside of the same aluminum foil that it came out of because I like for it to soak in the juices. Here, I only used 2 of the chicken breasts. I was cooking for my family, and I was like, we don't really need that other chicken breast. So the next day, I use it for some salad. I tried the Sweet Baby Ray's sweet teriyaki sauce, and I absolutely loved it. This is so important for you to taste it before you put it on your vegetables and your meat, because if you have a teriyaki sauce that you do not like, it will ruin the whole meal. So I added some Sweet Baby Ray's to the vegetables first, and then I add my chicken along with the juices from the chicken because that's more flavor. Once the chicken was added, I added more of the teriyaki sauce, and this is also a personal preference. If you like it to be saucier, definitely add more. If you want less sauce, then just add less sauce. While I was adding the chicken, I decided to turn the heat off. I didn't want my vegetables to get all soggy, and the chicken's pretty much cooked. The vegetables are also cooked, so I did turn it back on just to kind of reheat it. While the chicken and the vegetables were doing its thing, I had some rice on in the rice cooker. I did add more seasoning to my rice, which was basically just some salt and pepper, and then I went ahead and put my chicken teriyaki stir fry right on top. This recipe took less than an hour to make. I hope that this gave you some inspiration on what you would like to make for dinner tonight. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye!